Hello, Statesman Nation. Welcome to the second annual and the second day of the William Penn University Student Government Candidate Forum, sponsored by William Penn Student Life and the Student Government Association at William Penn. My name is Nick Rule. I'm the Director of Athletics at William Penn University, and I served on student government for 3.5 years and was one of the best things I did as a student here. Members of SGA have an incredible opportunity to make a massive impact on the student experience. Tonight, we will talk to those student leaders on campus that have a desire and have met the requirements to run for William Penn student government and the student senate, but the student senators were last night. There are 9 positions in SGA and 2 contested races. All of the races you'll actually hear from tonight are uncontested. So we'll talk to the candidates about their ideas and plans to best represent the students at William Penn. Elections will be held April 27th through 29th. So in the interest of time, let's get started. Our candidates tonight representing the offices of President, Public Relations Director, Treasurer, and Events Coordinator, and Student Life Director. So we'll get right into it. We'll start with our candidates running for president, the only candidate running for president, Kathy Niles. And in fact, let's take a step back. Why don't you all introduce yourselves and then let us know what office you're running for. We'll start with Kathy.
What's up? I'm Kathy Niles. I'm running for president. Do I do like my bio? Like, you know,
Sure. Whatever you want to give. Yep.
I'm a biology major. I'm going to be a junior. My career path, that's questionable. I'm not sure what that's going to be yet. I play soccer, and this will be my second year in SGA.
Okay. Let's go next to Percy. Go ahead, Percy. Let us know what you're running for.
Hi, my name is Percy Burton. I'm a junior here at William Penn University, and I'm running for treasurer.
All right. We'll go next to Annalise.
Hi, I'm Annalise Whitcomb, and I'm going to be a senior next year. I am a member of the volleyball team, and I'm majoring in accounting and criminology, and I'm from a small town in Kansas called Humboldt.
Great. Jordan.
Hello, my name is Jordan Salato, and I'm running for the Special Events Coordinator position. I'm going to be a junior, and I am majoring in business management with a minors in economics.
Okay. And Colton.
Hello, everybody. My name is Colton Horrock. I am going to be a sophomore next year. I'm running for the position of Student Life Director, and I am on the football team.
Okay. We'll start off with our first question. We'll go to Kathy, who's running for president. Serving as a leader of an organization is a big job, especially this one. So part of being a leader is empowering others to excel for the betterment of the team. How do you plan to empower others on SGA to accomplish the purpose of the organization?
Great question. I think the easiest way to make people feel empowered is to not only give them a voice, but give them an opportunity to have a voice. I think that's something that a lot of organizations struggle with, is people claim that like every member has an equal voice, but it's not always represented as that. And it's kind of harder for people that don't feel as confident or have as much experience to be able to vocally have their input all of the time. And I think it's really important that everyone gets an equal say and gets to express their ideas on the same front.
Great. And as a follow-up to that, you know, you've been in SGA for a year as a leader, and there's a lot of those in SGA graduating or finishing up their degree and not running again this year. So kind of a clean slate a little bit. And so what are 1 or 2 enhancements that you plan to bring to the table to make the organization even better?
I think that stuff that we need to bring would be more incorporation of the community, because I think the community has their support is incredible to other colleges around like Iowa. And so I feel like if we bring in the community more, it'll help sporting events, people will go more. It'll help internationals for like Penn families and stuff like that. And I just think that 1, we need to incorporate the community a little bit more. And 2, I think that this year is going to be more of a development year, definitely, because we'll have a lot of younger people in SGA. And so I think something that'll help enhance is for them to reach out to the student body more than we did in the past and have outside input more. And so it will help them to have better ideas and be able to just accomplish things easier.
Another question for you, Kathy. As leader of the organization going into next year, what would be your top priority if you were to pick one today?
Out of like literally everything?
Sure. Yeah. What's a top priority that, on day one of your administration, what do you think you're going to bring in as this is going to be our top priority at this point?
Definitely communication. Someone I know says where there's a lack of communication, negativity fills. Just someone I know.
Maybe I heard
and
that before.
What was that?
I might have heard that before.
Crazy. So I think it's really important in all aspects. And I feel like if we establish that right from the start and kind of eliminate any of the middleman type things, it'll be really effective for us, and everyone will be able to communicate freely and openly and not be scared to kind of say the wrong thing or be afraid to say something. And I think that's what I'll do on the first day.
Great. Take the pressure off you now for a few minutes, Kathy, and we'll move over to the treasurer position with Percy. Right. Percy, you're new in running for student government. So why don't you tell us why you wanted to get involved and make a difference, and in particular, why the treasurer position for you?
All right. Well, I'm going to say the reason why I wanted to get involved is because student government, the SGA is very important in regarding to student life. I would say watching how you guys handled the pancake situation this year, it kind of opened my eyes because it made me think about what I could bring to the table. I would say it was just like an eye opener because the Student Government Association is very helpful, and it communicates with the students a lot. And a lot of times, walking around, I can hear students talking about ways campus life can be improved. And I would say it's just something I would love to have been a part of, would love to be a part of. And as far as the treasurer position, I would say, I'm going to be honest, I looked at other positions, president and vice president. It looked kind of stressful, I would say, and I kind of want to get my foot in the door. And I would say treasurer, the qualifications, I was treasurer before in my fraternity, and I would say I'm pretty good with money and I'm good with communicating with others. So I would say that would be a good first step for me.
Great. Since you've been the treasurer in a student organization, that leads into my next question really well. So the SGA budget process for funding student organizations is a pretty competitive one. There's only a certain amount of money for over 24 organizations. So in your mind, what is most important for organizations to show that they've done for the campus in order for them to be able to be funded by student government?
Okay, I would say I would try to not gather, but I would get some input from my fellow, from the organization, I would say, and we would look and see far as the organization that's requesting money, their participation. And I would see if they've been participating, if they've been active and can show that they want it. I would say that would be the first priority. Did that kind of answer your question?
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. Yep. Okay. Yep. Take the pressure off you for a few minutes here, Percy. We're gonna move to, let's see, who should we go to next? Let's go to public relations with Annalise. Annalise, in today's day and age, there are so many different ways to promote an event and information and just getting the information out. Do you believe SGA needs to have a presence on all mediums? And if so, are there some of these areas to be present on that are more important than others, like a social media? What is really the most important places for SGA to be pumping out information from a public relations standpoint?
I would definitely say that the most important would obviously be social media. With today's day and age, that's what students are turning for information. It's fast information quickly. Where can we get it from? We look on our social media apps, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, everything. I feel that's the biggest way to approach them. And also we have our little Zip It app. And so I think that that's a really good way to get attention from the students. But I also think that that is something that still needs to be enhanced, because I still feel like there's so many events that people don't know like really what's going on with all the students that we have on campus. So I think that we definitely need to find a way to like get it out there even more.
You know, and you would be new on to student government as well, not having served before. So why did you want to step up and get involved, and why the public relations position?
Well, I actually chose the public relations because I'm a pretty creative person, and I'm always telling people like, go to this, go to this, go to this. And I feel like with my like design background that I do have, like I can make flyers that are kind of intriguing for people and figure out ways to like be creative to promote the events. But from like more importantly, why I wanted to join SGA was because I want to be a student leader on campus. You know, this place is home to me. Like I love it here, and I couldn't imagine being anywhere else. Like now that you look back, you think like, oh my gosh, I moved far away from home. But I want everyone to truly enjoy the experience just as much as I have, because there's so much here to offer that a lot of students don't take advantage of. And I feel like, obviously they do a lot for athletics here, like making us feel like a family, but finding a way to get everyone to feel that like togetherness just like everyone else does. And so that's like one of my main goals, is kind of like making everyone enjoy it here just as much as I do.
You talked about some of the different ways to promote an event, or just everything going on in SGA. Is there an idea, or is there something that SGA is not doing at this point that you think you could bring to the table as an idea to promote things at even higher level?
I think they do a pretty good job of it. I don't really know, because I'm involved in CAB, which is Campus Activities Board. And so I feel like we struggle with getting students to know about those events sooner. And so here I feel like it could be maybe the same thing, or like sometimes we promote it too soon. If you give them a week in advance, students often forget. And so it's kind of finding that happy medium between like too far in advance and too quickly. Because if you tell them the day up, sometimes students are like, I don't know if I should go there. And so I know like through like Residence Live, sometimes we do like little goodie bags where it's like, okay, here's a couple treats, come to the event tomorrow, and so it's kind of being creative to find ways to like balance it out and get students to like know about it in enough time, but not too far in advance where they can forget about it.
Great, thank you. We'll move over to our student life director position, and so we'll talk to Colton here. So Colton, tell us a little bit, just right off the top, again, another student that hasn't been involved in SGA to this point. So why step up now, and why the student life director position?
Well, I think as you were asking the same question to everybody else here, I think it was pretty easy for me. So I came in here, obviously this is my first year, and I loved everything about it, and like just the small feel. I come from a small school, small town in Iowa, just like Oski is, and the big thing that I wanted to do when I applied for this, I wanted to continue to make it that same feeling for incoming freshmen, or even the upperclassmen and stuff like that. So just being able to see that as like how it affected me, I just wanted to be the reason that people, just like everybody else on here, that would be the reason that people like going to Penn. So
good. One of the main roles with the student life director is that you're really the liaison between all the presidents and advisors of the over 24 student organizations that William Penn has here. So it really requires someone that's reliable, and requires someone who's going to over communicate. So what are your communication skills, and maybe give us an example on how you've over communicated, and how that's led to some positive results with in a situation.
Well, when I think about myself, and especially from what people from when I'm grown up, and even people who I've met at Penn, the first thing they say is, I like to talk to people, and that's something I've always, prided myself on. And being able, I don't know, as an example, I was in student government in high school, and I was always that person that was was in between, just like our motto is like, we're supposed to be, between what like student government and the student body. So I was always that person that someone can come up to and talk to and feel comfortable around talking to. And so like maybe as an example, I think of like on the football field, I was a freshman this year, and I was able to, that was the biggest thing I had to do, was be able to communicate, just to learn everything. So I think through student government, I think I'd be able to do that pretty well. So
another part, just another responsibility in the student life position, and it's high level communication, is serving on the food committee. and that's having regular meetings with Jeff Halverson, our manager with Sodexo at William Penn. In years past, there's been some difficulty from time to time to get more than one student to serve on that. This year, there was a lot of progress made there, but that's an important avenue for our students to improve their dining experience. And so, how would you get students involved to help you out and serve on that committee, and let Jeff know some of your thoughts and ideas on how to make things better?
I'll be honest with you, I don't really know much about all that. But I wanted to come in here and learn everything I could, just kind of go with it. And I know that a big reason I wanted to join SGA was because the people that are on SGA and the people that I've known, even like a couple kids on the football team or a couple guys on the football team, they're people that I strive to be like, And so just knowing that I have those people around me to help me in a situation like this with Sodexo and all that, I think that's just something I'll be able to, kind of fly with, and hopefully have the support of everybody else on SGA.
Great. We'll move over to Jordan here, running for our events coordinator. Really the purpose of SGA is not necessarily to run events, but that's really the purpose of the Campus Activities Board. But SGA is an organization that can sponsor and run some events, right? And so what are some event ideas that you have that SGA could undertake that would be in addition to Campus Activities Board and not taking away those big events that the Campus Activities Board has? So, some smaller, big time, events that are going to make an impact on the students. Do you have any ideas on what some events you'd like to do?
Well, I do have just a few, but I think some do kind of lean over to just a little bit of a bigger event, but we could always shorten them down as well. One that I recently just kind of thought about is almost like a student government jamboree night. It'd probably mostly work better during the winter season, maybe at a basketball game. But obviously students get in for free, but it's yearly, it's only one game, and we get donations from the community, prizes from the community. We can also, obviously with the budget, go out and buy some bigger prizes. And basically you have to have the students stay at the game. They cheer really loudly. You have to be present. You could also get maybe a free dinner out of it. Obviously there would have to be a lot of planning that going into it, and the community is a big factor into it, especially so they can go out to those community businesses and get out their names. So that's one idea I had, which is kind of on the bigger side, but we could also make that smaller if we had to. And then the other event that I had was kind of like a surprise event, kind of like Penstock, but maybe in the fall. And I was talking to Annalise about CAB, and we were kind of thinking that would maybe work better with CAB. So I believe I'm going to join CAB as well.
Well, I think that's probably a good idea in your position to have someone on CAB that's for continuity. So that's good. Again, you are another one that you're running unopposed. So I believe there's a really good chance you're going to get elected, and you'd be someone new that doesn't have any prior experience with student government at the collegiate level. So why don't you tell us, what intrigued you about running and why you want to get involved? And again, why the events coordinator position?
Yeah, I'm really excited to start this new journey. I'm running for the events coordinator first off, I do like planning events and everything. But secondly, I want to plan events that students will always remember. College is the best 4 years of your life, and you gotta try making them your best 4 years of your life. And so I personally will always remember events that happened during those years. That's something that I just remember. So I think planning good events for students to remember is always going to be something, especially like homecoming week. Those are always going to be big things that you're going to remember in your, I guess, adult years.
Absolutely. We'll come back to you here in a few minutes. I'm going to open up a question really to anyone that wants to answer, but we're going to ask it to Kathy as our incoming president. There is a population of students on campus that aren't associated with or aren't a part of a sport or marching band or something like that. And so, how do you plan as the president of the student government show for all students to get students that may not be associated with an activity more involved in campus life?
I think the best way to do that is through Annalise and Jordan. Um, I mean, Annalise will be advertising and Jordan will be the head of the events. And so I think the easiest way to get more people involved is to reach out to them. I think, I mean, in my experience, the easiest way to get someone to go to something is to just talk to them, is to inform them about it. Because if they don't know anything about the event or it's really planned last minute, they're not going to come. And I feel like that's what happens in the other organizations as well. Like with CAB, sometimes it'll just be members of CAB and their friends that go. And that's really unfortunate because they put on events that are welcome to everyone and are big enough for everyone to come. And I think the best way to involve people is just to reach out to them. And so this year, I want like all of the members to do a better job of just talking to people and getting a hold of those people and involving them with the Senate as well, because their voice needs to be heard too, not just athletes.
And Annalise and Jordan, since you guys were specifically mentioned by Kathy, let's start with you, Annalise. Same question to you. What are some ideas to get students that aren't associated with an activity more involved on campus?
Like Kathy said, that, we kind of just tell our friends about it. I feel like, it can be one of our goals, the day of the event, the day before the event, it's like you go find 10 people that you don't really talk to, tell them what's going on, try to get them excited about it. Because like with CAB, we plan a lot of fun events that are fun for people on campus. And it's hard or it's frustrating when people don't show up, because it's like, this is really fun and people don't know about it, or they're like, oh, I'm too cool to go to that. And so like, I know with one thing that we've like tried to do is, you have prizes and giveaways. Obviously that makes people like want to go, and then they get there and they're like, whoa, this is actually really fun. Like they do plan fun events. But I feel like this is something that is extremely important, because sometimes I think students get too caught up in like just their sport, and it's like, okay, I have my friends from my sport, and it's like there's so many more things. And I feel like, especially like as freshmen coming in, it's helping those freshmen break out of that shell. Sometimes they're too scared, like, do I want to join an event? I'm too scared. Do I want to join the sorority? Like, I don't know anyone. And I feel like, Kathy, she's involved in lots of things, and so am I. It's like helping people take that step to, branch out, get involved, because then it's like you have people going to multiple different things, and then you're meeting all these people, and then all of a sudden, like, you have all these new friends and new ideas, and like then you can get more people to come to events.
Jordan, since you were mentioned, do you want to follow up on that as well?
Yeah, I definitely think one of my goals is, especially as like an events coordinator, is to really get the advice from students. So you, like Annalise said, go out to like new people and ask their advice on certain events, how to like improve them if you can, and really take the information in detail and really try to incorporate that. Especially if students have ideas, I'm always welcome to ideas, and that is something that I want to involve with the special events, because personally, if I knew my opinion was taken in place, I would be more wanting to go to the event. So I really want to involve students' opinions in it.
Colton, Percy, you want to add anything?
I hate to be that guy, but I think that sounds really good.
I love it. Okay. Percy, anything to add on that question?
I would say I do agree with what everyone has said thus far. I would say also, if possible, like spread, like having flyers of like events as you guys do, like around the pack, because like if you're not a part of the like sports or anything, I'm sure you have to eat. So having information on the pack, maybe like a little ad, because I know we have like an app sometimes when you can go and see what the menu for lunches or dinners. So like can probably have like a little advertisement at the bottom. Hey, make sure you come out to this event X, Y, and Z tonight.
I'll go again.
Okay.
I think that another way to have more involvement is, I know we had the Statesman Standings app this year, and we also have the Zip Whip text. And there were a few times in the past year where our event either didn't make it on the app, or somebody's event didn't make it on the app, or there wasn't like a Zip Whip gone out. And I think Residence Life does a really good job of getting on top of that and getting their events on the app and having the Zip Whip sent out. And so I think we can kind of take after them.
Good. As a little bit of a follow-up here, since you all are going to be elected unless just something crazy happens. Why don't you share with us, you look a year from now, so it's April 21st, 2021. You look back, what is a successful year for student government? Let's start with Kathy because she's going to be the president. What you look back a year from now, what's a successful year look like?
I think a successful year looks like more involvement, 100%. And I really think that this year needs to be the year that students come out of their shell and come out of their sporting shell, as Annalise kind of said, and to also reach the other students that are here for only academics. Because I mean, I'm in a sorority, Lambdas, and I feel like the best thing about the Lambdas is that, and other sororities and fraternities, sorry, I'm not biased. I feel like the best thing about those is that they're able to grab people from different things. Like we have a lot of people from just academics, multiple sports, and I think we need to kind of take after them a bit and involve everyone and reach out to them and grab them and get them involved. And I think one of the easiest ways to do that is through the Senate and get them involved with our senators and have them have their input. And as Jordan said, if they put their input in, then they'll be more willing to come. And I think that's really important.
Good. Same question over to Colton. A year from now, April 21st, 2021, you look back, what determines what is a successful year for student government?
I'm going to say that, when you walk throughout campus, and I kind of felt this when I first came here, because when I first came here, we had that fall camp for football, and I just knew a bunch of football players, and I didn't really, I was a freshman, I didn't really know anybody else. And then as time went on, I got to know so many different people, so many different sports and so many different places. And that's one of the reasons I love Penn so much, because there's just so much that you can learn from so many different people. And I think for student government to be able to put all these events together, and everything that they do is something that's important. So once you do that, you get, whether it's freshmen or whether it's upperclassmen, you get all them to look around and be like a great place to be. And so once you're able to do that, and I think that'll be a good year once you can look around and be like, everybody loves being here. So
we'll move to Percy next. Same question. A year from now, what does success look like for student government?
I would say success. What success looks like for student government, for us to make a list of goals that we want to reach and to hope to accomplish them. I would also say that I would like to see participation grow. I think the State Student Standing app was a really great idea because it increased rivalries with a lot of people on a team, support. I know me and my fraternity, we was look, we have to go support so we can get these points so we can win. We were interested in the gear, and I think they didn't really take it as serious. But once we went to it was one of the men's volleyball games when you had emailed the top 10, and we actually won a prize. And I think that was an eye opener, oh wow, you can actually win a lot of money from attending events. So I would say participation would be very important to see it grow and increase greatly in the campus.
Great, thanks for that. Well, same thing, we'll go to you now, Jordan, then finish off with Annalise on this topic. A year from now, what does success look like for student government?
I really like Percy's idea of make sure we set goals so we can reach those, and because obviously when you reach a goal, it's very rewarding. So that will definitely be nice for us to know that we reached a goal. But I also agree, definitely a lot of student involvement, especially for the off-campus people and the people who are here just academics. Again, we have all said, sports people do have their sports team and friends and everything. But I am an off-campus person, and I would really like to get more involved in with student activity. So I really think that should be a pretty big goal of ours, is just to make sure everyone feels welcome and really get them involved.
final, or same thing over to you, Annalise. A year from now, what does it look like success for student government?
Everyone's kind of saying like what I want to say. Basically, it's kind of like enhancing the student experience. I feel like with this year kind of being taken away, next year we should really focus on making it extra special for everyone that's still here. And I feel like that's enhancing the student experience, getting people more involved, because I go to events a lot and you kind of see the same people there. And I feel like it's just finding ways to get more students there so they have a well-rounded experience here, because there's so many things that you can be a part of. An ultimate goal is like helping people grow as an individual, and that's what I want everyone to do. Like, I want freshmen to leave their freshman year knowing like, they developed as a leader, they found new friends, they broadened their horizons. You want seniors to leave here like, was I prepared? Did I make relationships? Are my leadership skills there? Like, do I know how to communicate? Am I ready for the real world? And it's kind of like, obviously, like, it's just helping them. But I feel like another thing is, actually giving students that voice and knowing that we're listening by making the changes and like actually letting them see them, because like we're the people that are obviously going to help make the changes, and so being able to listen to them is really important, and actually being able to put them into place.
Good. I have two final questions for all of you, and the questions will be for everyone. The first one is, why is William Penn a special place to you? We'll start with, let's go with Jordan. Why is William Penn a special place to you?
William Penn is such a special place to me because going in, this was my first year of college. I was quite scared, actually. I mean, I live in a very small town, so I was very scared going in. And honestly, my first few weeks here, it really did feel like home. And I know that's what everybody says, William Penn is home, but it really did. I really couldn't think of picking a better college for me personally. I really do like the student life, but I can't wait to actually get more involved in it. But I am very fortunate that I found a really good college for me, and I really wish we were in classes right now so I could see all my little class friends.
Yeah, I think everyone would agree with you on that. We'll go to Colton next, and you already touched on a little bit, Colton, but, why is William Penn a special place to you?
Well, to kind of go with what Jordan was saying about the home thing, I mean, in my opinion, this is my home. Like, I'm like right now, I'm literally only an hour away, and this is where I grew up, and this is where I'm from. And I like the idea of from all these people come from different states and different countries and doing different things. Like, I want to help make them feel like I mean, I know I'm kind of biased towards Iowa, but like Iowa's like, I just love it so much, and I just want everybody to feel like that this is a good place to be. Like, it's not just out in the middle of nowhere, So I just want everybody to know that, Iowa and William Penn is a great representation of what, Iowa and Midwest is like. So I like the idea of that.
Good. We'll go to Percy next. Why is William Penn a special place to you, Percy?
I would say for me, William Penn is special because, yeah, like everyone said, it's like, it feels like a home. Freshman year, when I came to school, I'm from Maryland, so I'm like 14, 15 hours away. I was really terrified. I decided to attend at the last second, honestly. And so in the beginning, it was like a bad experience. I was homesick. I was like making up excuses to like really not come back. I mean, at the time, I had some sickness in my family, so I kind of used that as an excuse to not come back. And so Christmas break, I went home and I did not come back. I ended up going to a community college back home. And that experience, it was weird. I was with people that I went to high school with, people that I was at for my last job with. And it was just like I couldn't be myself. I'd already evolved from a new person from high school. And so to be put back in a place where I didn't feel comfortable was a very weird experience. And also watching like Snapchats, stories on Instagram of all my friends at track meets, having fun, playing games. It just made me miss William Penn a lot. And so I ended up emailing my coach, and he gave me another opportunity to come back. And so it's been like the best decision thus far.
Cool. That's awesome. We'll go to Annalise. Same question to you. Why is William Penn a special place?
It's really special to me here. I took a chance and moved away from home. I had 3 weeks to make a decision. I show up here, first day of classes, obviously I'm scared. I have the volleyball team, but you just feel really welcomed here. It's a small school atmosphere, obviously, but they do a really good job of making every single person feel special. I love my class sizes. I have a personal relationship with all of my professors. They're always there to help if you need it. But, the experience here is like no other. You can't, like at big schools like D1 universities, you can't be involved in everything. Like if you're on the volleyball team, it's, volleyball team only. But here it's like you have the opportunity to be involved in so many things. And I think people don't realize the opportunities that you have here at a small school, and the relationships that you make now can really help you for the future. And that's what, like, whenever I first showed up here, I was like, wow, there's some really important people here and they can help me in the future. And it's like, I want to build those relationships. And, here they make you really feel like it's your home. Everyone here is a family. And like, that's what I love it most about here is just the small atmosphere, the relationships you can build and all the opportunities that you can have.
Kathy, we'll go to you. Why is William Penn a special place?
My answer is very similar to Annalise's, actually. I think William Penn is very special because everyone that you meet here, they're all going down the same journey as you. They're all in the same like part of life that you are. Like everyone's stressed, everyone's scared, like no one knows what's gonna happen, but we have like the resources to better ourselves, and we have the staff and like our professors. They're amazing. Like they help us every step of the way. Like Annalise said, if we ever need anything, they're there for us. And I think that's so important for those that are far away or those that are even close by. And so William Penn is really special to me because even though like this may be a really hard time for everyone being far away from family and just, I mean, school is rough. It's not fun. It's awful. But just having the support system around you, it's really nice and it's really refreshing. And I think it's like saves a lot of stress. And even if like you do get stressed, there's ways to fix it. Like you can talk to Tyne, you can talk to Heidi, like you can go to events, you can play sports. Like there's so many opportunities that you have here. And I really truly believe that the people who don't like it here or who don't want to be here, they aren't like grasping what they can. And I think that if anyone was to go out and actually be involved and just touch everything that they could, they would enjoy it.
Yeah. Hey, can't wait for that face-to-face education again, huh? Get away from the online stuff, right? All right. One final question for everyone. And it's really not a question. It's 30 seconds. Tell everyone in 30 seconds. Now you're all running unopposed, but students can still choose to support you or not. So in 30 seconds, looking into your camera on your computer and tell the students of William Penn why they should vote for you. We'll start with Annalise. Go ahead.
Not me first. Basically, I hope that everyone votes for me because I want to really enhance the student experience and make everyone enjoy things just as much as I do. I'm very involved, so I want to encourage people to get involved because I feel like that's how you're going to really get the full experience here and get all the opportunities that you like deserve and that you have the opportunity to actually have.
Good. We'll go to Colton next. Why should people vote for you? Why should students support you?
I think people should support me because of what SGA offers. It's a big part of William Penn. It always has been, and I want to continue making that something that's a priority at William Penn, and I want to continue making Penn a fun place to be and a place where you can create memories.
Jordan, we'll come to you next. Look into the camera at your fellow students, and why should they support you?
I would like your support because I really want to take the students' opinions into consideration when we're making the events. Like I said earlier, I truly believe everybody does, but everybody believes college is your best 4 years of your life. So taking those events, it's really what helps, I guess, remember college. So I really want to take people's advice into consideration when planning and all that.
And we'll go to Percy. Same question to you. Look at the students. Why should they vote for you?
I would say I want you guys to vote for me because it doesn't seem like it right now, my communication skills, because I'm looking to a camera is kind of awkward, but I would say I have great communication skills. I have prior leadership experience. I have an eye for detail. I would say, yeah.
That was good. I like it. Eye for detail. It's good stuff. All right. Kathy, run for president. It's the most important position in student government, probably the most important, well, not probably, the most important student leadership position on campus. Why should they support you as president?
You know what? Everyone should support me because I am very creative and innovative, and I have so many different random ideas, and I feel like I'm the perfect person to pull everyone else's random ideas and filter them into one really good idea. And yeah, that's me.
Can I add something?
Go ahead, Percy.
I would say it was the Grandview game, like the basketball. You guys took a bus to Grandview and whatnot. And it was actually, I was kind of, me and my team, some of my teammates were kind of upset about, because we had a track meet nearby. I think it was like Central. And we had posted like a picture on like Instagram or whatnot. And Kathy actually reached out to me and said that she was going to talk to the school about the situation. And I think it was like our ASA meeting, she brought the situation up, and they actually came up with some ideas for everyone. So thank you for that, Kathy.
Good stuff. Anything else? Anything else anyone want to add?
Do you want to add something, Nick?
No. Well, I will just tell you this, actually. I really appreciate all of you taking the time and all your effort. And I know it's not easy to step up and insert yourself in a leadership position. And I know a lot of prior student government presidents in the past watched last year's forum, and I imagine they'll watch this one as well this year. And so appreciate you guys bringing the ideas to the table. Without all of you as student leaders, we aren't able to provide this unique environment and be able to have, help change your lives. And you guys are helping change lives at a grassroots level. So really thank you for that. And thank you guys for your time and taking some time out of your day during this craziness that we're in. And I think we can't operate without people like you doing the right thing and operating at a high level. So thank you all for that.
To everyone watching.
All right, that concludes today's candidate forum. This was the final of the two, and it'll be posted on the SGA social media pages. The first candidate forum featuring our contested races is now on the SGA social media sites. And again, by the time this one is posted, they'll all be on there. So William Penn students, remember, voting begins April 27th and will go through April 29th. All voting will take place via the student portal this year due to the situation we are in with COVID-19. I want to let all the students out there know that we miss you. We can't wait to have you back all on campus, and we can't wait for the fall. So have a great day, and thanks again to all of our student leaders for stepping up and running for student government.
It will get better.
It will. You're exactly right. Thanks, everyone.